Hello artists! Today we are going to work on making what is called a heart map. Now a heart map is a drawing that shows things that are important to me in my heart map, and your map will be things that are important to you. Today I think it could be a really good thing for us each to make a heart map that shows different things that we love and care about and things that are important to help us feel comforted. It's a really good thing to know how to comfort ourselves. It's really important, especially in times when we feel anxious or sad. It's good to know what we can do our own selves to comfort ourselves. So when we think about a heart map is we actually draw a heart, and then inside the heart we make pictures of things that we are really special to us, that we love. And when I think about things that comfort me, I think about my cat Koshka. I love to play with Koshka and pet Koshka, and sometimes she'll snuggle on my lap. And when I'm doing that, I feel really peaceful. And so I'm going to put Koshka in my heart map. Another thing that makes me feel good is being with my family, or talking to my family, or having a Zoom meeting with my family these days. So I think I'll sketch pictures of my family members. Oh, I love cookies, especially chocolate chip cookies. Really, most kinds of cookies. So I think for sure I'll put some cookies in there, because sometimes, just need a cookie. Helps you feel better. Other things are, I love to go just curl up on a comfy chair and look at books. Read books or just look at books that I have. I love to do that. That's really fun. And sometimes when I feel a little anxious or feel like I just can't think straight, I just think I need to just go sit down with a good book. So books are going to be in mine. Art materials are going to be in mine. Paints and pencils and crayons, because drawing always helps me feel calmed down, and painting too, and makes me feel happy. So I think I have plenty of things to draw in my heart map. So let's get started. I will teach you a couple of ways to draw hearts. And you know what? You don't even have to draw a heart. Some people like to draw maybe a soccer ball because they love soccer so much, and put all their favorite things in there, or any other shape you want. But let's think about it and let's get started. All right, we're going to start to think about drawing our heart map. The first thing I want to show you is a couple of different ways to draw the heart itself. So you're going to need for this project something to draw with and color with. I think I'm going to be using probably markers and colored pencils. You can use whatever you have. You can use just a plain pencil too if you want to, or you can get out some colors if you've got them. Okay, one way of drawing a heart is to start with a V and then make the top two curves. And I want to make my heart as big as I can because I want to have a lot of room to do my drawing in. So if I just make a skinny V like this, I'm going to have a skinny heart. So I'm going to make kind of a wide V, about like this, that goes out, but doesn't go all the way up, because I still want to have room for the two rounded arches that come at the top of the heart. So I'm going to start with a V, and then I'm going to go find the point there and kind of go straight up around here to make a dot. And then I'm going to draw a curve to connect this point, this point here, and this part of this line. So watch, it's just going to curve around, make a nice big curve like that. And then I'm going to make another one over here to connect these two parts. And that is one way to make a heart, starting with a V and drawing those curves. Here comes another way. In this way, we're going to start with the two curves first. So I'm going to put a point, a dot, right about here. And then I'm going to make a little, sort of like a little rainbow shaped curve over to here. Watch this. Make it kind of wide, so it's going to be a nice big heart. And then I'm going to make another one over here that matches, is symmetrical with that one as much as possible. So it's going to go like this. There. And now we're going to go straight down from here to almost the very bottom edge of our page and make a dot there. And we're going to draw from this dot up to here. It's important to start at the dot and draw up, because if I start here and start drawing down to the dot, I might kind of get off and go into a funny shape. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to try to aim for that point. There we go. And then I'm going to start here and go up that way. Those are two different ways to make a heart. It's kind of funny because one starts with a V and then connects the two rounded parts, and one starts with a dot and makes the rounded parts and a dot, and then we end up making a V. You might have another way to make a heart as well, or you might want to get somebody to help you with that if that's not working out for you. And also, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, when I've made heart maps with people before about their favorite things that are like deep in their heart, right? The things they love and care about. But some people have made it like a big round soccer ball shape because they love soccer. Or some people have made like a great big flower shape because they like to make flowers and they like flowers. You could make it any way you wanted. You could make a big wide rainbow shape or something if you wanted, or a cloud. It can be however you want it. I'm just going to do mine as a heart. And so now I'm going to start thinking about things that I really love, and we're going to really be focusing on things that help us find comfort, because we all know that every one of us is going to have things during life that are challenging or hard for us from time to time. It could even just be like, I had a little argument with my friend and I'm feeling sad, and I know that we're going to fix it, but I'm still sad right now. Or it could be something, a bigger thing than that. But we all have big and little challenges all throughout our life. So it's good for us to have some strategies to help ourselves to feel better when that's happening. We could be sad, we could be mad, we could be anxious, or just not feeling great and need a little comfort. So I'm going to start by drawing my kitty cat Koshka, because she's the first thing I thought of when I was thinking about it before. I'm just going to start a little sketch of her here. She's very furry. So I'm going to make the outline of her very furry face. And she has green eyes. So I'm going to put green eyes, big green eyes there. And I'm going to start sketching her in. And then I'm going to sketch a few more things in before I fully color them all. So I will put Koshka here. And then I'm going to go back and probably color her in a little later, color in more. Another thing that I know that I love that helps me feel comforted is when I can just snuggle up with a good book. So I'm going to make a book here. I'm going to make a little book cover like this, and I'm even going to try to make the little spine of the book back there, the other little book flap here, and some pages. I love to sit down and just read. And when the story's really good and you just kind of get lost in it, I think that's really fun. There's another book here. And I'm just going to keep on filling up all this space. I definitely need to put a cookie, because as you know, I love cookies, and this one's going to be chocolate chip. Sometimes it just feels nice. Just feels good to have a yummy treat. You know, somebody makes cookies and they're like, hey, do you want one? And like a great surprise. That's a good one to keep me happy sometimes. Also, I like walking outside in the grass and looking at nature, seeing flowers out there. Sometimes I like to just sit on a blanket out in the grass and just listen to birds or whatever is going on. Or even take a book out there and on a blanket in the grass is a really fun thing to do too. Another thing that I really like is sometimes it's just really good to talk to a friend. And I mean, that certain kind of friend that's really kind to you and really listens to you and is just always kind. And one of those people that I know that you also know is Miss Nujat. Miss Nujat is a really special friend to me, and she's always so kind. And if I feel sad, I could go talk to Miss Nujat, and she would always listen and encourage me and help me feel better. So I'm going to put Miss Nujat on here to draw a little picture of her. And I know you all know what I mean, because she is a great friend. So, oh boy, I'm going to have to work on this picture of Miss Nujat. So, I'm going to go ahead and keep on drawing. Probably going to put in my family. And I'm probably going to even do some decorating around the edge of this heart to make it extra special and beautiful. Oh, I got to tell you one more thing I'm going to put in there. I have this purple blanket that somebody made for me. And is this purple here? Yes. And sometimes I like to just wrap up and snuggle up in my blanket. I'm just going to make a corner of my blanket right here. Do you have a snuggly blanket or a special comfy toy that you have? You could put that on here, because I know when I was a kid, I had a little gray mouse. It was not a real mouse. It was a stuffed mouse, and its name was Mousy Gray. And I used to love to get Mousy Gray and snuggle up with Mousy Gray. And Mousy Gray, I would sit really quietly and listen, and it felt to me like Mousy Gray was talking to me and telling me really kind, helpful things. So that's kind of how my blanket is now. It doesn't really talk to me though, but I like to snuggle up in it and maybe eat a cookie or put Koshka on my lap. All right, I'm going to keep drawing things on here that are things that I know about that in my life make me feel really good. And then we'll see what it looks like when it's done. All right. And here's my finished comfort heart map. I even decided to write my comfort heart map there. So if you'd like to write that on yours, you can learn how to spell that right there. I have looking at clouds, Koshka, art, drawing rainbows, books, kind friends, my snuggly blanket, cookies, my family, and being outside. Then I decided to make some designs around the outside because I just thought it added some color. I also decided to add those words on there because I kind of like how they become part of the piece of art, but you don't have to write words on yours or do extra colors. You can do yours any way you want. and I hope you have a good time making a heart map. I think I'm going to hang mine on my wall so the next time I'm just not feeling great, I can look at it and go, oh yeah, I have a lot of things I can do to help myself feel a little better. Okay, artists, I hope you have a fun time making your own heart map.